Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name, as always, is Ryan, aka Ryman, and this is Katawa Shoujo. And before I forget again like a klutz, I just started my timer. Oh boy. Sense of professionalism up in this bitch. Last time we left off, we were going around the city with our good friend Lily, birthday shopping for Hanako. I think Lily... If I do remember correctly, I believe Lily got her a doll that was... She got her the Annabelle doll, and... Oh god, what did I get? Chess piece set, I think. Yeah, that's it. Muto reads equations and formulas to us one by one, in his usual unenthusiastic monotone, directly from the book. And that sums up about 70% of my teachers in high school. It's possible that he might be excited about what he teaches us. Sometimes he can display an awkward spark of passion for it, as if he's starting to get into the material. Most days, however, like this one, what we're covering is fairly simple, so I find it increasingly difficult to keep my concentration on him. It's not too long until my legs begin aching again, which only makes it even harder. I'm almost starting to regret walking around the city yesterday with a Lily. Since leaving the hospital, I've done very little physical exertion. Walking to and from the local corner store hardly counts. Despite Emi's attempts when I first arrived in Yamako, I've largely given up on the idea of returning to my old level of fitness. Fuck that! We're gonna get fat and happy. Well, we might. Like, our boy Hisao here might actually die, but one day at a time. I've little doubt that's why walking around towns for so many hours has made me quite so sore. It's depressing, and reminds me of one more thing I can't do since I had my heart attack. It makes me feel pathetic. No! Ikizawa? Ikizawa? You know what? I'm gonna... just like how I've abandoned trying to pronounce certain words in this novel, I'm gonna abandon trying to pronounce certain names. Oh! I forgot that's part of your gun. I'm ashamed. It's odd for Muto to ask Hanako a question, but not unheard of. She quickly jumps to her feet, a little startled, and immediately pins her eyes onto him. She's startled. I got startled. This frickin' assassin from lurking from the shadows just pops up on my screen again. She knows that Muto calling on her is rare, so all eyes in the classroom are going to be on her. This way, she doesn't run the risk of making eye contact with anyone else. Yes? I've dropped my mouse! Oh god. All hope is lost. Alright, we recovered. In this... Professionalism! In this particular example of redox reaction, the combustion of methane reaction actually produces one more product that is listed. That product is... Even though it's a softball question, that's a softball question. How many people out there know what the answer is? She timidly waits a bit before answering, biting down slightly on her lower lip as if to keep her concentration. Heat? Well done! This is an exothermic reaction, with reaction given more heat than is put into it! What is this voice I'm doing from Muto again? I know it's probably far too late in this playthrough to question that, but... ugh. Receiving a nod from Muto, Hanako takes her seat once again and gives a relieved sigh. A shaky start, but it's something. It'll be nice to take her out for her birthday, somewhere different from the usual isolation of her room and the tea room. With the progress she's made until now, I don't think she'll have much of a problem going into the city. Right then, for the remainder of this class, I'd like to work in groups of 3 or 4 on the problems in Chapter 12. I'll be here if you need me. He's gonna be taking secret sips from his booze stash under his desk again. Muto sits down behind his desk and pulls out his whiskey bottle. Pulls some of those loose sheets out of a folder and starts on some kind of paperwork of his own. I thought teachers were supposed to do that kind of thing after class, not during it. Muto is a lazy teacher! He doesn't give a shit! Oh no. Strength. Regardless, I looked to my right to pick out someone to form a group with. Given the two smiling faces hovering near mine, I don't think I'm going to get much say in the matter. I suppose we have a group then. Okay. How long has it been since I had to bust out the Misha voice? Oh. Hey, Cheyenne. You want to work together? Okay. That's great. It's really been a while. You have no idea. Hold on. I'm gonna do something I haven't done in ages. I'm moving my computer aside, and I gotta get up. Because I'm kneeling down here right now. I'm kneeling down and I'm fucking praying. And I don't fucking pray, people. Whatever is up there, if there's anything up there. I can't do this shit. I need an actual divine intervention. Oh, now I gotta get back in my workstation. Oh. The class begins the process of noisily shuffling the desks around, with Shizune doing the same as she puts hers in front of mine. She's a little lucky not to be able to hear the din of the classroom, which is loud enough to cause some discomfort. Truth be told, working with Shizune and Misha is probably a good outcome. Shizune and I are pretty good at this subject, and Misha has really nice handwriting? I guess? Whatever. What the fuck is this? As I look to Misha, I notice a tall figure behind her. The shadow catches Misha's attention as well as she turns to face the dark-haired, absurd... It's Hanako. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is it. The hit's about to go down. It's happening, people. It's a Hanako and Shizune showdown. Oh, she was found out. Good afternoon, Hanako! Hello. Shizune finally notices Hanako. After looking up and following the gazes of Misha and I, in quick measure, she taps Misha on the shoulder to get her attention before signing away. Ellipses. She says, if you're looking for a group, you can join ours. Say what? I think last time I checked, this particular woman over here hated this particular woman over here's guts for being associated for a particular woman who's off in another classroom. Hanako looks down and blushes a little at the offer. Out of all the people in the class, Hanako's most familiar with the three of us, so it's reasonable that she come to us first. Then again, her actually coming up to a group with the intention of joining them is something she apparently very rarely did before. She leaves briefly to drag her desk over, and Shizune and Misha wheel back to me as soon as her back is turned. Ellipses. I guess we get to play again, Hishan. You hardly ever get to play with us anymore. I wonder why. You two always seem to have some ulterior motive. Ellipses. That hurt, Hishan. I almost think you were insulting me. But it's Hishan, so I know that you're joking. Such a great sense of humor about it. It'd be awful if someone were to take advantage of your good nature, like making you help them with their work. Ellipses. God damn it. Shizune seems excited for a second. A little surprised that I'm willing to challenge her, but when she sees Hanako coming back, she backs off with a smile. I guess the mind games are over early today. And now the screen has become crowded. I just realized that Hanako parted the sea here. Hanako gently sets down her desk in front of Misha's. Her eyes are locked downwards, and I'm left wondering why until I look around the classroom. Most are busy setting up their own groups, but a few are casting curious glances at her. And at this range, it's hard to tell whether that is with their interest in her ends, or if they're talking about her as well. It's strange. No one bats an eyelid when Hanako runs out of class to avoid group work, but now that she's making an effort, they're staring at her as if she's done something wrong. We all move to sort ourselves out, spreading our textbooks and worksheets around the larger surface created by the 4 joined desks. It isn't long before the class as a whole gets down to work. Hi, Hanako! It's nice to finally work with you! Yeah. Ellipses. Are you the reason He-Shan has been avoiding us lately? She is just a little rude, but if He-Shan wants to spend time with a cute girl, it's understandable. I don't think it's like that. Hanako starts to fidget, unused to this kind of attention. I think that an ordinary person would have dropped the conversation by now, but Misha is like the antithesis of Hanako. Part of that includes being blind to ordinary social cues, while Hanako is overly sensitive to them. Because of that, Misha barrels ahead with the questions, too quickly for me to get a chance to interject and guide the discussion somewhere more comfortable. Actually, Hisao, let your power spring forward for a second. Misha, come here for a second, sweetheart. That's what you do, folks. Disclaimer, do not actually take my advice on how to make a woman stop talking. Oh man, do not even quote me on anything I'm saying, people, please. Really? So, he wasn't hanging out with you yesterday? No. I can feel my cover being blown already. Lily didn't want Hanako to know that we were out buying presents for her, let alone planning out her birthday party. It wouldn't be good for her to find out. Use me, you fool! Like, Misha, come here! Like, shake her violently! Yeah, I was masturbating. You know how it is. Making a whole afternoon out of it, you know, lit some candles, put on mood music. Ellipses. Really? I wonder what was so important for He-Shan to blow us off like that. If it wasn't to spend time with Hanako, then what could it be? It's really interesting. Now this is starting to feel like an interrogation. I'm surprised at how Misha is able to exert such a feeling of pressure without actually intending to. What? Were you with Lily? Out of nowhere, Hanako manages to stumble on the answer. She may be dreadfully quiet and shy, but she's very intuitive. Well, what makes you say that? Yesterday, Lily said something similar. Oh my god. This is getting incredibly awkward for a lot of members of this party right now. I'm going to have to ask for another divine intervention. Never thought I'd have to ask for more than one in a span of 10 minutes. Ellipses! You shut your mouth. I will duct tape your hands together. Suspicious, he's saying. I demand that you explain yourself. Hey, shouldn't we be doing the assignment? But it's so mysterious. Even Hanako wants to know. I turn to look at Hanako. It's true. From the expression on her face, it's obvious that she wants to know as well. And I think we're past the point where I could weasel out of having to provide an explanation. I have it. I have the perfect idea. All right. We're gonna pull something out of the playbook. Hisao, come close to me, brother. All right. You listening? All right, good. Now, I need you. Follow my lead. We're gonna stand up. Ugh. Take off the headphones so we don't break anything by accident. All right, and now, on the count of 3, everyone at home, I need your help doing this. Stand up. Now, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I gotta go do something. Did it work? Did it work? Did me acting like a spaz change the story so we're no longer sweating bullets? No. Fuck it. I apologized to Lily in my mind. She really did want me to keep it a secret, but now it doesn't seem possible anymore. I feel a rush of conflicting emotions, so jumbled that I can't readily identify them. But they crash around in my head as I try to calm down and speak. All right, I'll tell you. I went into town with Lily, but it wasn't what you think. Lily and I were for Hanako's birthday, we were, the cat is out of the bag, but it looks like Hanako is taking it a little better than I thought she would. A brief silence passes around our little group as Shizune and Misha look at each other sheepishly. I can tell that they didn't expect their game to turn out like this. Misha looks up to Hanako in order to apologize, then pauses. Hanako is staring at the middle of her desk and barely moving. A maudlin expression on her face. I guess I was wrong about her taking it well. Oh shit. Hanako, I'm sorry. There's a few seconds pause, but Hanako lifts and shakes her head. It's okay. Her expression looks odd, like she's very tired. That doesn't seem natural, but it's not alarming. Nobody wants to continue with the current conversation, so we open our textbooks and begin our work. This is pretty dull. Wait, what? Why is the tense music kicking up? Oh dear. This is pretty dull. While the equations we're supposed to work out as a group will take a while, most of it's going to be boringly mechanical. It also doesn't help that while that didn't go as bad as it could have, it's left an awkward atmosphere around us. Still, we manage. Shizune's face betrays that she has the same expectations of our work as I do, and the two of us begin to write our group's results. Misha, on the other hand, is scrunching up her lips and very visibly trying to make heads or tails of what we're doing. Hanako is looking on quietly, absorbing what we write and what I say. She usually has the same expression when the teacher speaks. It's a shame her attendance is so unreliable. With the way she takes in information, I think she'd do quite well in class. She actually followed the lessons regularly. I wonder if this might be why Shizune seems so hard on her.
Hey, Hanako! Do you understand this?
Misha looks to Hanako, but I suspect her hope is more to find a comrade in ignorance rather than genuine help.
Not really. I guess.
I'm surprised by how tense she is answering, but she settles back down. She breathes out, and the way her upper body and head lower reminds me of a deflating balloon. You okay? I can go over this bit if you want. Hanako shakes her head slightly, but then again, I don't think she needs the extra explanation despite what she said. Misha quickly interjects, entirely oblivious. I end up slowly going through how we ended up at one of our results, step by step. Times like this remind me that this kind of work may not be mechanical for everyone, but rather feels that way to me due to my grasp on the subject. It's a satisfying feeling. I'm smart! As Misha brings her bald fist into an open hand in realization, I discover another nice feeling. My explanation got through to her. And she manages to work out the next equation by herself with a minimum of guidance. Throughout all of this, Hanako is unusually unresponsive. She's normally very quiet, but one can still see her eyes roving periodically over the landscape of the classroom in front of her, or anxiously moving her hands in some way, or shifting her shoulders periodically. Right now, these small movements that I've gotten used to seeing are all missing. Someone not moving at all is definitely weird. Even Misha can tell there's something wrong, and when Misha can actually read the room, you know things are fucked up.
Hanako, are you sure you're okay? Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm fine.
A little more strongly this time, but she turns away as she says it. It only makes me doubt her answer, yet at the same time, I can tell she doesn't want to talk about it further. Having already one very awkward conversation today that I'm still not fully over, I don't want to pursue the matter too much either. We settle back into our routine, debating over our answers whether a doubt comes up. But as time goes on, I notice that Hanako isn't talking at all. It's frustrating. She had made so much progress. It makes me a little angry at Shizune and Misha for undoing the surprise Lily had wanted to keep secret so much. I know I'm at fault too. Maybe I could have kept it under wraps somehow. Shizune has noticed Hanako's silence as well, and is getting antsy. I can see it on her face. It's strange that even though she's deaf, Shizune has perceived Hanako's unusual quietness sooner than Misha. Ellipses!
Hanako, you're being too quiet. You have to contribute too. Someday we might work on a bigger project, like the one that's so big it's worth celebrating afterwards, like with ice cream or cake or methamphetamine. If you act like this, we won't take you along.
I can Yes, I know, I have issues. Shut up. I can tell that they're trying to tease her to bring her out of her shell, but I don't think that kind of approach will work on Hanako. It will just make her feel worse. Guys, don't tease her like that.
Ellipses. Hey, Shan, it's all in good fun. Shishin says she teases everyone anyway.
Oh, like you tease Lily? Someone who's far better at editing than I am. Someone cut back to the episode of Shizune versus Lily. They do back off, though, with Misha moving away from the issue by asking me a question again. On seeing how difficult the problem she is working on is, I don't know whether this was a skillful dodge or mere coincidence. It takes more of our time than necessary, because Shizune keeps disagreeing with me while I'm trying to explain it to Misha, and Misha is quick to believe her over me. So quick, in fact, that she forgets to translate what Shizune is saying. Hey, oh shit, the clock is kind of ticking down. We should speed up a little.
Hey, Shan, you sound a little like Shishan there.
Hey, just because I looked at my watch? Jeez, is that really all it takes? Time management, and I'm suddenly the student council president? Oh dear heavens! Oh, this is the theme I keep using in the intro and outro card. But with this picture now I feel just extra sad! Oh my god, she's on the verge of crying! I feel terrible! Come on! I look at Hanako's desk to see how she's doing, and freeze! Our papers are covered in equations, but Hanako's only halfway there. It seems like she hasn't written anything in the past 20 minutes. When I realize that, I want to kick myself for how dumb I've been! I should have known that someone as fragile as Hanako wasn't going to brush off what happened so easily. But I've been too eager to move on from an awkward situation to notice. She's been slowly shutting down for the last half hour. And I had no clue. Her pen is still in her hand, but she doesn't slowly spin it around like she usually does. There isn't a single idle movement from Hanako. Only the fact that she tries to inch away once she feels Shizune, Misha, and me looking at her tells me that she's still conscious. We look away, and at least in my case, it's partly out of shame that it's gotten to this point. Though on the outside she is shut down almost completely, I know that it's a different story on the inside. What kind of things could she be thinking about as she tries harder and harder to shrink into herself, as if by willing she could somehow disappear? Everyone is looking at her now, stealing quick glances in between putting the finishing touches on their work. Misha attempts to ask her what's wrong, but that only makes the problem worse. If she weren't frozen to her seat, she'd probably run out of the room right now. Misha's questions are loud enough to be heard throughout the entire classroom, and for a second I'm ready to snap at her, because I can only imagine how much worse it's making Hanako feel. Of course, if I were to do that, it would only make the situation worse. I believe that Hanako had gotten stronger, and she has, but it wasn't enough, and I was too eager to believe it. Now she's terrified, alone, in the middle of a classroom, and there's nothing I can do without drawing more attention to her. And now she's fucking crying for real. I love going through this adventure, guys. It helps relax me after a long day whenever I do this recording. But sometimes I forget that it can be kind of depressing at times. And at some points, like, I end up having to go through the rest of the day, the rest of the week, or whatnot, like thinking back to a bunch of these moments. And sometime, once in a while, one of my coworkers, my family will come up to me. He's like, "Ryan, are you okay? What's wrong?" And I can't tell them. I can't tell them that it's like, "Oh man, Katawa Shoujo's got me bummed." No, I have to make something up on the spot. I have to be like, it's just the state of the world. Usually that does the trick in getting them off my back. It's infuriating. Misha's worried, and even Shizune is biting her lip. None of us know how to deal with this situation, so I decided to call Muto. His judgment would probably be better than ours. I look up and manage to catch his eye, silently motioning for him to come over. I want to make as little fuss about this as possible, since if there's anything that would make this worse, it's more attention being focused on her. I know that Hanako can see everyone staring at our group, specifically at her, because they know if there's a problem, it has to be her. Everyone knows her, and it's the first thing anyone's mind would leap to. Her reputation for being a truant has marked her as an unusual person, even unusual Yamako. Who knows how many times they've stared at her before. Maybe it's because she's seen the class staring at her so much that she fears their gazes like she does, cowering from them. The time it takes Muto to walk over must be like an eternity to Hanako, and she looks as if she's about to fall over. Now the screen is super frickin' crowded. Muto quietly begins to ask us what's wrong before catching himself as he sees Hanako.
Did we upset her?
Let the sound explain itself. I swear by the end of this adventure I will slap you silly. Don't worry. Muto bends down after calming Misha and looks intently at Hanako's face. Hi, Ikizawa. Can I help you at all? His voice is hushed and gentle, not the way I frickin' did it. Everyone's acting so differently around Hanako now, but the whole class has noticed something's wrong with her. Hanako doesn't respond, so Muto gently rests a hand on her shoulder. And there comes the shakes. Oh, she starts shaking at his touch, but won't even look up. Hanako continues to stare her into the equations on her desk, the vision so unfocused that I doubt she even sees them. She's worse than before. I remember that not even an hour ago, she was able to talk to him almost normally. Muto grimaces a bit as he stands again. And now that his expression's changed, I can see he wasn't exactly unaffected by what happened either. He takes a breath to settle himself before speaking in a very quiet voice. I'm a little impressed at how quickly he takes control of the situation. Is that it? Nothing's wrong then? Mateo seems to say that... bleh. Mateo seems to say that to no one in particular. However, his words sound convincing enough that most of the people who are looking over at Hanako now turn away, getting back to their work. He gives a quick glance to his left and right. Several people at their desk around us are still staring curiously, but other than that, we seem to have escaped attracting too much attention. Muto notices me doing the same as him and smiles a little, in his usual stilted way. I think, for Ikazawa's sake, that it would be good to quickly take her somewhere away from others. Nakai, Akamichi, would you please take Ikazawa out of the classroom? I'll keep everyone settled, so please don't worry about anything but her, okay? He looks at Misha to tell her to interpret his words for Shizune, but she's already finishing her translation by the time he does so. It's remarkable how little thought she needs to sign, and she still looks quite dazed otherwise. Nodding, Shizune and I start to move to either side of Hanako. Mateo steps back and allows us some room, and talks to the table behind us as some people there have begun to mutter between something about what's going on. We look at each other before lowering ourselves in unison, taking one arm around each of our shoulders and lifting. You just shoved me out of the way. The two of us begin to walk at a slow pace to make sure we don't inadvertently hurt her. As much as we try to make this look normal, I'm quite sure there would be many more gazes on us if not for Mato's distraction. Eventually, thankfully, we reach the door and go through. Oh my goodness, I've looked at the time. It's near 40 minutes according to my timer, and according to my clock, I need to go watch something very important right now. Ryan, why didn't you just fucking record this after this very important thing you wanted to watch? Because it's a 2-hour thing, it's late, and I have work in the morning. That's why. Chapter's not over, so I'm gonna have to leave it on a cliffhanger here, folks. You know, sorry, but it's gotta be done. Oh, the fucking feels that I just got hit. I gotta get my head together so the rest of my family doesn't think something is terribly wrong. Guys, if you had any enjoyment whatsoever in watching this and taking part in this adventure, give the video a like. Share the video with your friends and family and to even complete strangers. Remember to subscribe to the channel to catch more videos that I like to post. I'm starting to lose my ability to speak. Follow the Facebook page to keep up with all the news and content that I post. And as always, stay beautiful, guys. Stay awesome. And please, for the love of God, be kind to everyone else. Bye-bye.